The Galactic Confederation's ambassador Zixtal would forever remember the day that changed the course of history, though not for the reasons anyone expected. The azure-skinned diplomat stood before Earth's United Nations, his crystalline translation device converting his harmonic speech into human languages. Behind him, a simple gift sat covered, an outdated educational computer, meant as a gesture of goodwill. "We come in peace," Zixtal announced, his 4 arms raised in what his cultural advisors assured him was a non-threatening gesture. "The Confederation extends friendship to Earth, welcoming you to the greater galactic community." In the audience, Dr. James Morrison, head of Earth's First Contact Protocol team, watched with barely contained excitement. After decades of searching the stars, humanity had finally made contact. The alien delegation seemed almost disappointingly familiar, bipedal, roughly humanoid, though their technology was centuries ahead. What no one in that historic assembly could have predicted was how this seemingly innocuous meeting would reshape the power dynamics of the entire galaxy. The educational computer, intended to provide basic cultural information about the Confederation's member species, contained something far more valuable: technical specifications for various alien technologies. While encrypted and protected, the Confederation had severely underestimated humanity's cryptographic capabilities and desperate drive to understand. Within months, Dr. Morrison's team had cracked the first layer of encryption. Within a year, they had accessed detailed schematics for faster-than-light travel. The Confederation, believing Earth would take decades to decipher even the basics, had inadvertently handed humanity the keys to the stars. Commander Elena Rodriguez, leading Earth's first secret space defense program, recognized the opportunity immediately. "We can't let them know we've accessed this information," she insisted during a classified meeting. "We need to appear primitive while we catch up." The next 5 years saw the greatest technological leap in human history. Under the guise of normal development, Earth's nations pooled their resources in secret. The first FTL prototype was built in an underground facility beneath the Atacama Desert. Weapons technology, shield systems, and artificial gravity, all reversed-engineered from that single educational computer. The Confederation's occasional check-ins revealed nothing amiss. Earth appeared to be progressing at a normal pace, still struggling with basic space flight. Ambassador Zixtal even praised humanity's charming attempts at improving their rocket technology. Then came the Drachnid incursion. The warlike species had been pushing at the Confederation's borders for centuries. Their attack on what they believed to be a primitive world would prove to be their greatest mistake. As their warfleet entered the Sol system, expecting an easy conquest, they encountered something unprecedented. Earth's defense fleet, hidden in dimensional pocket space developed from Confederation tech, emerged from nowhere. The ships, while fewer in number, incorporated improvements the Confederation hadn't even conceived of. Human engineers, unconstrained by traditional alien design philosophy, had reimagined every system they discovered. The battle lasted less than an hour. The Drachnid fleet, expecting to find a pre-spaceflight civilization, instead found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned by ships that seemed to ignore the laws of physics. Human vessels phased through enemy fire, weapons struck from impossible angles, and targeting systems predicted movement patterns with uncanny accuracy. When the Confederation's emergency response fleet arrived, expecting to find Earth in ruins, they instead discovered a graveyard of Drachnid ships and a fully mobilized human defense force. Ambassador Zixtal, arriving with the fleet, felt his 4 hearts sink as he realized the full magnitude of their oversight. "We should have known," he later wrote in his infamous resignation letter. "Any species that survived on a death world like Earth wouldn't just study the technology we gave them, they would transform it. We didn't just give them knowledge, we gave them possibilities. And if there's one thing humans excel at, it's turning possibilities into realities." The aftermath changed everything. Earth could no longer pretend to be a developing world, but neither could they be ignored. They had defeated one of the galaxy's most feared military powers with technology that was supposedly impossible to develop so quickly. Dr. Morrison, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Confederation, summed it up perfectly during the Emergency Council meeting: "We appreciate the gift of knowledge you gave us. Now, let us show you what humanity can do with it." The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity's emergence as a power player sent shockwaves through galactic politics. But this was just the beginning. No one, not even humans themselves, realized that their greatest challenges, and achievements, still lay ahead. The Confederation's Harmless gift had unleashed something unprecedented: human ingenuity armed with advanced technology. And as the galaxy would soon learn, there was nothing more transformative, or terrifying, than human creativity unchained. The massive shipyards orbiting Jupiter hummed with activity as humanity's newest vessel took shape. The Einstein-class research vessel represented everything humanity had achieved in the decade since their emergence onto the galactic stage. Captain Maya Patel stood in the observation deck, watching construction drones weave molecular bonds with impossible precision. "Beautiful, isn't she?" Admiral Marcus Wong appeared beside her, his weathered face reflecting the blue glow of Jupiter. "First of her kind. A ship built not just with alien tech, but with human innovation at its core." The Einstein wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's declaration to the galaxy. While other species specialized their vessels, humans had created something unprecedented: a hybrid craft that could switch between research vessel and warship in moments. The transformation technology, previously thought impossible, had emerged from a collaboration between quantum physicists and video game designers. "The Confederation's scientists still can't believe we developed transmutable hull technology," Maya said, unable to hide her pride. "They kept insisting it would violate conservation of mass." "Until someone showed them old episodes of Transformers," Marcus chuckled. "Sometimes the best inspiration comes from the most unlikely places." The conversation was interrupted by a priority alert. A distress signal had been detected from the edges of known space, beyond the Confederation's mapped territories. The Einstein would have its first mission sooner than expected. Within hours, the partially completed vessel was moving under its own power. The bridge crew, handpicked from Earth's best and brightest, worked with the efficiency that had become humanity's trademark in space. Maya took her captain's chair, feeling the neural interface sync with her consciousness, another innovation that had shocked the galactic community. The distress signal led them to a region of space where the laws of physics seemed to break down. They found a Confederation science vessel trapped in what appeared to be a temporal anomaly, its crew aging years in minutes. "Conventional rescue protocols won't work," Maya's science officer, Dr. Raj Kumar, reported. "The temporal distortion would tear any rescue ship apart." But humans had long since moved past conventional solutions. Maya remembered an old theory about using quantum entanglement to create temporal shields. It had been dismissed as impossible by both human and alien scientists, which, to humanity, simply meant it hadn't been figured out yet. "Deploy the quantum mesh," Maya ordered. "Configure it based on Dr. Kumar's temporal synchronization protocols." The Einstein's hull shimmered as billions of quantum-entangled particles created a protective field around the ship. As they approached the trapped vessel, the crew watched in amazement as the temporal distortions simply flowed around them. The rescue itself became a testament to human adaptability. When standard docking procedures proved impossible, the crew improvised a gravity bridge, a theoretical concept that had never been tested in the field. Against all odds, it worked. But the real discovery came after the rescue. The Confederation scientists had been investigating an ancient artifact, one that predated known galactic civilization. Their interference had triggered the temporal anomaly, but in doing so, they had also uncovered something extraordinary. The artifact was a map, not of space, but of realities. It showed paths to parallel dimensions, each with its own unique laws of physics. The Confederation had deemed such research too dangerous, but humanity saw opportunity. "This could revolutionize everything," Dr. Kumar explained during the debriefing. Imagine being able to access dimensions where different physical laws apply. We could solve our energy crisis, develop new technologies, explore realms of existence we never knew possible. The Confederation Council was horrified when they learned of humanity's plans to study the artifact. "You don't understand the dangers," their chief scientist warned. "Reality itself could unravel." Maya remembered the words of the first human FTL test pilot, "The impossible just takes a little longer." With proper precautions and humanity's unique approach to problem-solving, they could unlock the artifact's secrets safely. The Einstein's discovery marked the beginning of a new era. Humanity had not only proven themselves capable of using advanced technology, they were now pushing beyond what even the Confederation thought possible. As the ship returned to Earth, carrying both the rescued scientists and the reality-bending artifact, Maya couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. Humanity's drive to explore and innovate had served them well so far, but they were about to venture into territory that even ancient civilizations had feared to tread. The void between realities beckoned, and humanity, as always, would answer the call. The only question was, what would they find on the other side, and would the galaxy ever be ready for what humanity might bring back? The dimensional artifact's discovery had consequences no one could have predicted. Within months, Earth's scientists had learned to create stable dimensional windows, allowing them to observe alternate realities. But they weren't the only ones watching. The Drachnid Empire, having rebuilt their forces in secret, saw humanity's dimensional research as both a threat and an opportunity. Their attack came without warning, using technology stolen from a parallel universe where they had conquered the galaxy. Admiral Wong's fleet detected the invasion force too late. Thousands of Drachnid ships emerged from hyperspace, their weapons enhanced by physics that shouldn't exist in our universe. Earth's orbital defenses, previously thought impregnable, began to fall. "They're using phase-shifted plasma weapons," Captain Maya Patel reported from the Einstein. "Our shields can't compensate for the dimensional variance." But Earth had learned from their first encounter with the Drachnids. Within hours, humanity's emergency protocols activated. Hidden shipyards throughout the solar system began producing vessels designed specifically for this scenario, ships that could adapt to changing laws of physics. Dr. Kumar's breakthrough came at the crucial moment. "Their weapons are powered by energy bleeding through from another dimension," he explained during the emergency council. "But what if we could shut that door?" The plan was audacious. Using the original artifact's technology, Earth's forces would create a dimensional dampening field, cutting off the Drachnid's access to their enhanced weapons. The risk was enormous. A miscalculation could seal off their own universe from the multiverse permanently. Humanity's response fleet emerged from their dimensional pockets, led by the Einstein. The ship had been modified with Dr. Kumar's experimental technology, its hull now rippling with quantum fluctuations that defied understanding. The battle that followed would be studied by military academies for centuries. Human ships, seemingly outgunned, executed maneuvers that exploited the very fabric of space-time. The Einstein, at the heart of the formation, projected a field that slowly began to normalize local physics. The Drachnid weapons started to fail, their impossible energy sources cut off from their parallel universe power supply. But the invaders had prepared for setbacks. Their ships began combining, forming massive battle stations that dwarfed anything humanity had encountered. Maya watched from the Einstein's bridge as the combined Drachnid flagship approached Earth. The ship's neural interface fed tactical data directly into her consciousness, showing her the impossible odds they faced. The merged Drachnid vessel was larger than a small moon, its weapons still partially functioning despite the dimensional dampening. "All ships, execute Protocol Omega," Maya commanded. It was a desperate gambit, one that had never been tested in actual combat. Every human vessel activated their reality anchors simultaneously, creating a cascade of temporal stability that rippled through space. The effect was devastating. The Drachnid combinations, held together by cross-dimensional forces, began to separate. Their jerry-rigged technology, dependent on physics from another universe, catastrophically failed. But the victory came at a cost. The Einstein's readings showed that the dimensional barriers between universes had been permanently altered. Reality itself had been changed by the scale of the conflict. In the aftermath, as Earth's ships began rescue operations for surrendered Drachnid crews, humanity faced a new reality. They had won not through superior firepower or advanced technology, but through understanding the fundamental nature of reality itself. The Confederation, observing the conflict from a safe distance, realized that humanity had evolved beyond their expectations. In less than a generation, humans had gone from receiving their first FTL computer to manipulating the boundaries between dimensions. Maya stood on the Einstein's observation deck, watching Earth rotate below. The planet seemed smaller now, more fragile, yet humanity had proven itself capable of defending not just their world, but reality itself. The captured Drachnid commanders, expecting execution, were surprised to find themselves invited to scientific conferences. Humanity, true to form, was more interested in learning from their dimensional technology than seeking revenge. "We should have studied you more carefully," the Drachnid High Commander admitted during the peace negotiations. "We thought we were fighting primitives with borrowed technology. Instead, we found ourselves facing beings who had transcended the very laws of physics." The war's end marked the beginning of a new age. Humanity had proven themselves not just capable survivors, but guardians of reality itself. The question now was, what would they do with this power, and how would it change them in the process? The decade following the Drachnid War transformed humanity in ways no one expected. The Einstein, now commanded by Admiral Maya Patel, led Earth's first dimensional exploration fleet. But with power came responsibility, and consequences. The ability to manipulate dimensional barriers had made humanity both feared and sought after. Other species, previously content with conventional space travel, now saw humans as either a threat or an opportunity. Earth found itself at the center of a complex web of alliances and rivalries. Dr. Kumar's research team made a disturbing discovery in the ruins of the Drachnid fleet. The invaders hadn't just stolen technology from parallel universes, they'd kidnapped alternate versions of themselves, creating an army of dimensional duplicates. The ethical implications were staggering. "We need to establish dimensional protocols," Maya argued before the United Earth Council. "Before someone else tries something worse." The Council agreed, but enforcement proved challenging. Humanity's understanding of dimensional mechanics had spread, despite their best efforts to contain it. Reports came in of pirates using crude dimensional tech to raid across realities. Rogue scientists sold dimensional stabilizers to the highest bidders. Admiral Wong, now overseeing Earth's Strategic Response Division, developed a solution. "If we can't prevent dimensional travel, we need to regulate it. Create safe corridors, establish boundaries." The Einstein led the initiative, using its advanced sensors to map the quantum landscape between realities. They discovered something unexpected: the multiverse was healing itself, creating natural barriers between dimensions that had been damaged during the war. Maya's crew encountered their first major crisis near the Carina Nebula. A consortium of alien merchants had created an unstable dimensional gateway, attempting to access a reality rich in rare resources. The portal was collapsing, threatening to tear a permanent hole in the fabric of spacetime. The Einstein's response showcased humanity's evolution. Instead of simply closing the portal, they stabilized it, created a sustainable interface between realities, and established the first regulated dimensional trade route. The merchant consortium, expecting punishment, found themselves invited to participate in a new interstellar commerce initiative. "This is how we survive," Maya explained to her crew. "Not by hoarding knowledge or wielding power, but by teaching others to use it responsibly." Earth's approach drew attention from unexpected quarters. The archivists, an ancient species that had long observed galactic civilization, emerged from their self-imposed isolation. They recognized in humanity something they hadn't seen in millennia: the ability to advance technology while maintaining ethical boundaries. The archivists shared their own dimensional research, conducted over millions of years. The exchange of knowledge led to breakthroughs in understanding the fundamental nature of reality. Humanity learned that the multiverse was more than just parallel universes, it was a living system, constantly evolving and adapting. Dr. Kumar's team made the next breakthrough. They discovered that conscious observation affected dimensional stability. The very act of traveling between realities was changing them, creating new possibilities and closing others. Humanity wasn't just exploring the multiverse, they were helping to shape it. The Einsteins' new mission became clear. They would lead the effort to understand these changes, to ensure that dimensional travel enriched the multiverse rather than damaged it. Maya assembled a diverse crew of humans and aliens, each bringing unique perspectives to their work. But not everyone shared their vision. A faction of dimensional purists emerged, arguing that reality should be left untouched. They saw humanity's innovations as a threat to the natural order. Their attacks were subtle at first: sabotaged equipment, stolen research. Then they struck at the heart of Earth's dimensional program. The assault on the Einsteins' dimensional research facility caught everyone off guard. The purists used their own version of dimensional technology, attacking from multiple realities simultaneously. But they hadn't counted on humanity's greatest strength, adaptability. Maya coordinated a defense that turned the attackers' strategy against them. Using the Einsteins' advanced systems, they predicted which realities the purists would strike from and prepared accordingly. The battle became a lesson in dimensional warfare, showcasing how far humanity had come from their first encounters with alien technology. The victory established humanity as the multiverse's primary peacekeepers. Earth's ships now patrolled dimensional boundaries, maintaining stability and preventing exploitation. They had evolved from students of alien technology to teachers of a new way of existing in a complex reality. As Maya looked out at the quantum fluctuations visible from the Einstein's bridge, she reflected on humanity's journey. They had faced extinction, survived, adapted, and grown. But their greatest challenge lay ahead, helping guide a multidimensional civilization into an uncertain future. Guardians of Peace. 20 years after humanity's first contact, the Einstein made its final voyage. The ship, now legendary throughout the multiverse, carried a delegation to the First Multiversal Council. Admiral Maya Patel, her hair now streaked with gray, stood at the helm one last time. The council chamber existed in a pocket dimension, created through the combined efforts of every spacefaring civilization. It represented everything humanity had helped achieve, a stable meeting point between realities where different species could safely interact. Dr. Kumar, now the head of Earth's Dimensional Sciences Division, presented their most significant discovery. The multiverse wasn't just a collection of parallel realities, it was conscious. Every dimensional journey, every interaction between universes, contributed to its evolution. We're not just travelers between worlds, he explained to the assembled representatives. We're synapses in a cosmic mind, helping reality understand itself. The revelation changed everything. The old fears about dimensional travel gave way to a new understanding. Different species began working together, combining their unique perspectives to study this greater consciousness. Humanity's role evolved from peacekeepers to teachers, helping others understand the responsibility that came with dimensional technology. The Drachnids, once enemies, became some of their most dedicated students. Their experience with dimensional warfare had taught them the cost of misusing such power. They now helped patrol the dimensional boundaries, preventing others from repeating their mistakes. The archivists shared ancient records suggesting that previous civilizations had discovered this truth about the multiverse, only to retreat from it in fear. Humanity's willingness to face it head-on and adapt had proven crucial. But with understanding came new challenges. The dimensional purists hadn't disappeared, they'd evolved. Some argued that conscious interaction with the multiverse was interfering with its natural development. Others wanted to communicate directly with this cosmic consciousness, regardless of the risks. The Einsteins' final mission addressed both concerns. Using technology that combined the insights of a dozen species, they created a dimensional observatory. It allowed for the study of multiversal consciousness without direct interference, while providing early warning of any attempts to manipulate it. Maya's last act as admiral was to establish the dimensional accord, a set of principles for ethical interaction with the multiverse. It wasn't just a legal document, it was a philosophy that combined scientific understanding with moral responsibility. "We didn't just learn to use advanced technology," she told the council. "We learned to understand our place in a reality far more complex than we imagined. Our greatest achievement wasn't mastering dimensional travel, it was learning when not to use it." The Einstein, its mission complete, was transformed into the heart of the new observatory. Its systems, which had once been weapons of war, now served to monitor and protect the delicate balance between realities. As Maya walked through the ship one last time, she remembered that first alien computer, the Harmless gift that had started everything. The Confederation's oversight had led not to conquest or destruction, but to something unprecedented, a multiverse aware of itself, guided by beings who understood the responsibility that came with such knowledge. Dr. Kumar's final research revealed something poetic: the original dimensional artifact hadn't been left by ancient aliens. It had been created by the multiverse itself, placed where it would be found by beings ready to understand its significance. Humanity's journey had been part of reality's plan all along. The Einstein's legacy lived on in the ships that followed, each carrying the lessons learned through decades of exploration and conflict. Earth no longer needed to prove itself to the galaxy. Instead, they had become what no one expected, not conquerors or victims, but guardians of something far greater than themselves. In the end, the story of humanity's rise wasn't just about technological advancement or military power. It was about understanding technology, understanding responsibility, and most importantly, understanding their place in a reality more wondrous and complex than anyone had imagined. The Harmless gift had indeed made Earth an unstoppable force, not through weapons or warfare, but through the power to comprehend and protect the very fabric of existence itself.